Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Holmgren, one of the members of the MCG PI team. Along with Erin Tripp, Aaron Shockley, and Cheryl Jacobs, we thought it would be helpful to walk you through one of our favorite reports inside PI, and that's the analytics report. This report supports teams when you think about preparing for a team meeting and you're asking yourself, how do I adjust my approach based off of the team's communication styles and natural drives to ensure that the information lands and we all come out understanding each other, right? Sometimes the report can be utilized when you think about assigning work and it's a really fast moving project and you want to look at the members of your team from a certain standpoint to understand who would thrive in that environment and who might need more clarity and structure if they're placed in that environment. At the core, it helps us step back and ask, what can I understand about myself and my team so I can better anticipate their behavior instead of reacting in the moment, right? Knowing that ahead of time. Today, we're going to walk through how to use the team analytics. We're going to use the MCG team so you can see what it looks like in practice. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, today we're going to walk through looking at analytics through legacy. So once you come to the home dashboard, you're going to go over here to the left, click down to analytics. And you're going to go ahead and pull in each member of the team's behavioral report. So that's Stephanie. Then we said Erin Tripp. We're looking at Aaron Shockley, including Cheryl Jacobs. You've had the opportunity to meet our team member, Frank. I'm going to go ahead and include him today, and Chuck Moeller, who is our CEO. And go ahead and click Create Report. Slide down a little bit so you can see my screen. And I like to click the percentage view along with the individual view and unclick the Show Average pattern. So what we're looking at, right, is the MCG team from an all-factor standpoint. If you hover over one of the last names, you'll be able to see that team member, in this case, myself. And what I can look at is to know from an A standpoint, I'm more collaborative in nature. From B, I'm a little bit more extroverted. C, I'm a patient team member. And D, I don't have a high level of formality. I'm pretty flexible when it comes to that. So let's start with A as we look at this team, right? So when we think about the A, we're talking about how our team approaches maybe results, right, through this dominance versus collaboration standpoint. So we can see here, right, we have a mix of both. Some people are going to be more assertive, quick to take action, while others of us are going to be more collaborative, want input and harmony before we move forward. Which means in real life, right, some decisions may feel like they're happening really quickly for some of us, while others may feel we need less discussion and we just need to go ahead and move ahead. As a leader or someone who's, running the team discussion, this is where you're trying to decide and understand how to balance when to move forward decisively and when to slow down and bring others in, right? Let's look at the B, which is extroversion. You can see a large cluster here of extroverted people on my team, which tells us, right, that they're relationship oriented. This means that people are naturally going to communicate, collaborate, stay connected well. You'll see lots of interaction, ideas for sharing, influencing, right, coming across the team dynamics. At the same time, we have someone on our team who is a lower B, which means she may be more thoughtful in communicating, more selective in her style of communication, and less driven by that constant interaction. What gives us energy may be depleting of that for her. So overall, we have to understand how our team communicates and be able to ebb and flow so everyone here leaves where their voice is heard and is able to understand what next steps are. C is about pace, right? We can see here how people balance that consistency and stability versus that change and urgency. On our team, we absolutely have a mix, right? Some people, like Frank, are very low in C, which means they're more comfortable moving quickly, shifting priorities, adapting in the moment. Others of us, myself included, are very high Cs, which means we prefer consistency, a steady pace, and time to process before moving forward. This is where you'll start to see tension show up in real moments. It happens, right? Things like, things I've said, why are we rushing this, right? Or people on the other side could say, well, why are we overthinking this, right? This isn't a performance issue. This is a difference in how we naturally approach pace and change. We finally think about D factor, right? This higher D tends to lend itself more to structure, process, clear expectations, while those of us in the lower D tend to be more flexible, more informal approach to things. As you notice, myself and Cheryl, we love the conversation. It's close enough is good enough, right? We are more flexible in nature. So when we think about approach to work or approach to something that we have to navigate together, we have to make sure we have some communication around flexibility, what can and can't be done, but also some structure in place so our team members on the higher end of the D spectrum are thinking, good, I know exactly what is requested of me. I know how to be successful. And actually understanding that can be success across the board. Here, we can go back up and we can look at each of these factors independently. So we look at A and we can hover over some of the language there. So we have team members, Erin and Erin, who are very accepting, accommodating, cooperative. And on the opposite here, Frank, who's extremely independent, competitive, and resourceful. You could do this with each of the factors. Here we have factor combinations at play too. Getting right to the point here, we can hover over the bottom and we're looking at factor combinations. So we're looking at our team to understand who's more informal and who's more formal. Those of our team members who are quick to connect. What does this tell me? How can I use this information? And then careful with rules versus casual with rules. Who's task-oriented versus people-oriented. Who's proactive and responsive, and then who's comfortable and cautious with risk. Knowing your team, understanding these behaviors and drives, it will help you anticipate what the needs are to ensure everyone can be successful.